Well, me and Gizmo are going to go for a bike ride, and we're going to go from Queenborough to the old Sheppey Bridge. Fingers crossed, but at the moment I'm not going anywhere because unfortunately I've been stuck here for a while and he ain't even come back yet. So I don't know what he's up to, so I think I'll have to go around the other way. Here we are at Queenborough Harbour, and the tide is well out by the look of it. The landing stage here means that any state of the tide you can launch. But I thought we'd have a little look before I set off from here to cycle to the Sheppey Bridge. So give little Gizmo a little walk. And if he wants to go down there, look at the gates that they use here to shut off the seawall. And we're starting at the old house at home. There's a car park just around the corner, so I'm parking there. Lots of history here at Queenborough. Right, now I've taken little one for a walk. Time for us both to get the bike out. There it is, my folding mountain bike. Not many of these about, but this is quite good. Hopefully it will cope. Right, we're setting off at 11 o'clock from the car park. Gizzy's all secured in his little harness, and we're setting off from Queenborough car park. Right, this is Queenborough Harbour proper along here. Gizzy's quite happy at the moment, so we just walk along here, or rather ride along here. Always looks better with the tide in, doesn't it? Looks a mud bath when it's like this. We're going to follow this up to the Rushenden Road as far as we can. I don't think we can follow it up too far. Right, we're at Queenborough station now. Worth a look, to be quite honest with you, because it's a very, very unusual station. I don't know if it'll get in the frame, but I'll try. Beat that for a station. It's a shame there's nothing on the building, no plaque or anything, because obviously the architecture and the age of it, I think, deserve it. But there you go. Got to be worth a mention. Fresh fish from Queenborough. Down the bottom there. How about that? Just going to get on the road in a minute, on the pavement, at Rushenden Road. Very quiet road, but quite a long one that goes down to Rushenden. Well silted up, and it's had better days. My goodness. Tide's still going out, I take it. Good Lord, look at that. What a shame. There's a few party revellers throwing cones and God knows what else in there. I don't think Gizmo's too impressed with Queenborough Creek. We're now in Rushenden. Right, coming to the end of Rushenden Road now. Now I've got to find this track. I bet it's not obvious, but this is the bit I want to do. Over the marshes up to the old bridge. Ain't it, Gizzy? Eh? Well, I hope this isn't it, because if it is, there's no way that this is a cycle path. The tide's out, so I don't know if this floods all the time, but we've had very little rain here, and there's no way that I can cross that. This is the barrier that I've got to get over. This is from the bottom of Rushenden Road. So if I can get over this, I can pick up the path, which presumably is that one over there. But unless I can clear it, this little bike track is dead in the water. Even for walkers, can't get over that. Right, this is driving down in Manor Road, or cycling down in Manor Road to the left, taking the left-hand turn from Rushenden Road, and we've got this. Don't know where this goes, but I'll have a look. Driving down the path there, you come to a barriered area, and for what I remember on the map, there's Sheppey Bridge on the over there on the left of it. Some kind of works down here, and the footpath was shown going along by the side of this road. I would suspect it's that hump there. So I'm still on track in a way, but following this down, we'll have to see how we go and see what it's like. But as a cycle route, it's wrong from the start. So somebody hasn't done their homework. So I'm going to try going down this way. There's no private signs or anything like that. I've gone down as far as I can go, but now I've got this obstruction. The road actually goes over it, so as you can see, that's quite bad. So I think now the only way I can do it is to go here, to go on this path. There's a path here that looks a bit well worn. We'll give that a try. Just met someone and he said that you can get round this way all the way to the bridge. Not the most scenic of routes. Looks like there's been a lot of rubbish put here, and there's a lot of puddles and everything else to negotiate, so I'll have to be a little bit careful with Gizmo. So fingers crossed. Old swallows or swifts, whatever they are, having a drink of water every now and again. They go in and put their beaks in. Amazing flyers. So anyway, we'll continue and we'll see if we can get round. Bearing in mind we've had very little rain this year. It's very, very dry, the ground. We did have some rain the other day, but most of that's soaked in, so fingers crossed. Right. I've let Gizmo get out and have a walk, because he was getting ejected from here going over some of these bumps. Plus it's a bit muddy. So, hey, I thought it'd be better to let him walk, and I'll just push the bike for a moment. It's quite rough to ride over, but I don't want to slip with him in there. Running along by the side of this dike, which obviously empties into the Swale, and there's Sheppey Bridge over there. Gizmo is not impressed, especially with the road. Look at this lot, it's a real mess. I have to say that I'm not in the best direction. The wind's blowing over this way, and you can guess what that is over there. So, sewage farm, so it's not exactly brilliant. But now I'm here, I've got no choice but to do it, I think. The further we go down, obviously it weans out the smaller vehicles, and only the most persistent ones can get down here now. So the ruts aren't so bad, and there's a bit more grass. We'll keep going. Right, I think I've found out the reason why people come along here in vehicles. And there you go, somebody's built a gantry there, obviously to fish off. That's the first one I've seen, but it would explain why the cars come up here. And I suppose why all the rubbish is here. It's a shame really, isn't it? Because if they're coming fishing, you'd have thought they'd have taken their rubbish home with them. Come on Gizzy, up you come. Good boy. There's a good boy. Well, continue on our merry way. I don't think we're too far from the Swale now. Much better now we've cleared that fishing gantry. Obviously get less traffic up here. There's less rubbish and everything else as well. Well, we made it. We've reached the Swale. And what should we see? There's a hovercraft out there, look. Uh-oh, he's getting out of the mud, so I don't know if he's got a problem. I hope he's alright. And there's the bridge in the background. So this is the path now that we follow, and this will go right under the bridge. So we're getting there. Actually, it's very, very quick from Queenborough to get here. You know, bear in mind that if you go by road, you've got to drive all the way round. It actually looks like, down there, if you can see all the sage or whatever, it looks like there's been a vehicle or 4x4 that's gone down there at some time. Look at that, you can see the marks in there. Miracle it didn't get stuck. So I don't know what's going wrong with our friend Mr. Hovercraft. Can't see too well, he's a way off. I hope he's alright. As you can see, the Swale, the tide's out. Doesn't look so picturesque, does it, when it's like this? But when the tide's in, it looks pretty spectacular. There you go. The only thing that's strange with this little fella is that he doesn't drink much when he's out. I try and get him to drink water, and he doesn't. I don't know. Our dear friend on the hovercraft there looks like he's stuck. He really does look stuck. Must have a radio or a phone though. Oh, he's got it going. Right, he's got it going. Here we go. He's going out now. He's off. Oh, it's a two-man. There we go. For a hovercraft, it makes a change. It's not too noisy. Normally it's noisy as anything. Goes. He's going to open the throttle up now, he's on the water. All interesting stuff. Well, Gizzy, enough excitement, hovercrafts and sewage farms. Let's keep going to the bridge before we turn around and come back. You alright with you?
Yeah, no comment.
Go. Getting nearer. And the path is a lot better, well at least for a mountain bike anyway. And there's the main A249. And I don't know if anything's happened, but the traffic is looking well slow coming over the bridge. So I don't know if there's been some trouble. Well, I don't know what's happened, but the bridge is at a complete stop. Nothing's moving. So there's obviously been some kind of accident or something. Oh. So it's only the old King's Ferry Bridge that's open now. I wonder what's happened. Well, at least it won't affect me. Oh, Gizmo. Train just going over Sheppey Bridge. Can hear the emergency services, so some accident of some kind. Oh dear. So the traffic's moving off the island, but onto the island it's a dead stop. I don't know if this is the sewer outfall. I don't know if it is. There's a bit of sludge there, so it might be it is the sewer outfall here. There you go. Oh dear. I hope nobody's hurt in that accident. Somebody's once pride and joy. Obviously been nicked and bunged in now. Still no traffic moving. But I'll tell you what is interesting as well, is that this lump of mud is the only thing that keeps the sea, which is the Swale, from flooding the whole of this island on the back end. This is where the floods came over. I think it was in 1952 or something, where a load of people died. It came in from the back end as well. And as far as I can see, they're not really maintained, and they're just grass and clay. So with a really high tide, I don't think it'd be too much to breach this. Pretty scary stuff, eh? Right, bridge is moving at last. So they've obviously cleared the accident. This is the only good bit of the path that I've been able to cycle along and do one hand. The rest of it has been pretty dismal. So it's not a route that I would recommend unless you're in high summer and haven't had much rain. There you go. Right, traffic's all now cleared, and there's a little bay there that I never noticed before. Mind you, don't see a lot going over the bridge there. So we'll be up underneath the bridge shortly. There you can see, quite an engineering feat really. But as soon as they did that, bearing in mind that that's the old bridge behind there, so as soon as the new bridge was done, we knew that we were going to get clobbered for extra housing and industry, and it's been right. Never mind, you can't have everything, and that's the way it goes now. The path now here as you can see, is about the best that it gets. I wouldn't recommend it towards the other end. So when you come off the old Sheppey Bridge and you start riding around this, you think, oh yeah, it's all right. But the further you get into it, the worse it gets. So if it's been raining at all, no, definite no. The actual track looks really good, but unfortunately when you're driving along, imagine some of these full up with water. And also big holes like that, you can end up catching your pedals on too. Where they're narrow, it's a bit dicey. But I'm going to continue round here on this path here underneath the bridge. We're under the bridge proper now, so effectively you've got the old and the new. You've got the Queen Elizabeth Bridge. I'll just get it into shot, just move along a little bit. There we go. That's the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, and that one has to lift because you've got ships come along here, ballast ships, which go to Rushenden Dock, which is, I don't know if you can see, you just see the tops of the factories there, about in the middle of the picture, and the chimneys. And they make plasterboard and stuff like that there. So this is the old bridge. I think it was opened in the 60s, can't remember exactly. So I'm sure somebody will look it up. And then you had this one, which was made, and the piers were put in first, and then after that these girders up the top there were jacked over. It was quite an amazing process, and you can see that it's got a curve. The curve obviously gives it strength, although it's not ideal if you've got fog. You can't see who the hell is over the other side if somebody stops. There's been some quite nasty accidents. We had the biggest pile up here a few years back, but I won't go into that. But anyway, quite a nice little cycle ride, but not to be recommended other than in high summer when there's not been much rain. Right, I've gone as far as I can. The path ends here and it comes up to that area there where that black car's parked. So it runs round and comes to here. So I've gone as far as I can really. I've done everything I needed to do. Got the slipway over the other side by the bridge there. And there's the new bridge. And there's the Swale. So that's it. So I'm done. Time now, believe it or not, is 12:25. So now I'll start my return journey and see how quick that can be done. That's something I didn't expect. That is small. Don't know what he's doing along here. Huh. Been told if I stay on this seawall, I should be able to get down to Queenborough. So instead of diving off and going around the back of the sewage works, I'm going to keep on going and give it a try. Fingers crossed. Well, this is where the two roads or two paths meet. This one goes to Rushenden, up round the side of the sewage works there, and this one I was told continues down to Queenborough. But if you can look at the ruts there, I wouldn't think they're going to get any better. So not even emergency services could get through here. So if there was a problem with the dike and it did breach, they couldn't get anything down here to service it anyway. So it would just get worse and worse and worse. It's an accident ready to happen. What they should do is barrier it off so nobody can get down it with a car. And then after that things might be a bit safer. But never mind, I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to head back to the car at Queenborough. Right, back to the car at 1:10. So it's not bad going, is it, Gizzy? I couldn't go around the other way. Too dodgy. Also met a guy that was doing the round Sheppey walk for the Ordnance Survey and that, so they can map it. Interesting. Well, did you like that, Gizzy? About time you had a drink and a little walk. Right, there's the bike all packed up. So there we go, there's the time now. 1:25.